It's time now for Carter's Corner. Everything Bay Area sports on the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. Here is your host, Carter Kim.
Hello, all. Welcome back to Carter's Corner. I am Carter here on Northern Lights Sports and Entertainment. We are in the middle of a game in the NLCS between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets. And it appears to be, after going down 3-1 last night, that this is really looking tough for the Mets, but they're holding strong right now. We'll see how the rest of the game goes. But until then, sit back, enjoy yourselves. And, hey, let's yuck some ball, talk some ball, whatever you want. Tonight, actually, there's something interesting happening out in Cleveland. Luis Gil will be making his first ever start of the postseason against the Guardians, which, again, I did not expect for a number of reasons. One of them being that he has never started a postseason game, and I was assuming that Aaron Boone wanted to be a bit more conservative with how he had the rotation be and maybe even kick him to the bullpen. But what do you know? He's going to make his first ever postseason start and hopefully give the Yankees an opportunity to win, but we shall see. Anyway, right now we have one on, top of the third, 2 outs on the board. Peterson pitching to Kike Hernandez. He deals. It's low and away on a sinker. Anyway, so we have had a really, and I want to say this for the record, I've had really difficult postseason predictions as of late, but I did not expect this, and I will say it once and I'll say it again like I did with Adi last night or any of the other times. I really hope that this can be a good World Series and that we don't have to watch juggernauts continuously own and, just buy baseball. But I have hope for baseball in the future because, honestly, if a World Series like that happened between the Dodgers and the Yankees or whoever, I honestly think it would be the end of baseball in a lot of ways because it's proof that big market teams can always beat small market teams more often than not. And honestly, I'm hoping that a lot of these teams can come through, but you never know. You really never know. And honestly, it's been great this season to watch. And it's going to be interesting. And I have some Giants news, actually. Carlos Mendoza was just named, JP Mendoza. JP, I believe his name is. I believe, no, I'm not getting the information correct. San Francisco Giants news. SF Giants news. Oh, yeah, JP Martinez. Sorry, Mendoza. That's my bad. I'm messing that up horribly. My fault. Sorry. But anyway, JP Martinez will become the new pitching coach for the San Francisco Giants. I'm very interested to see how that's going to go. We've needed a new pitching coach for a little while now. I think David Price did actually a pretty solid job this year, considering all the injuries and all the issues that he had to deal with. But for the most part, it's gone well, and it's too bad. But David decided, hey, it's time to admit when I'm done and said goodbye. But yeah, it's good to see a new guy come in and be the pitching coach. And there's certainly, in my opinion, intrigue to the notion of that happening. But we'll have to see how that all goes. But I'm enjoying how this is. I'm enjoying what this looks to be. But anyway, looking at the current score, it is currently 3-1 in the Mets versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers are down by 2 runs. The Mets looking to hold on as long as possible to try and claw back versus the Dodgers. Man, there is something interesting about that guy Riley Green out in Detroit. But right now, there's a guy – I want to seriously look at how a lot of teams have struggled against Luis Gil this year. Luis Gil has been absolutely fantastic this year. As a rookie from the Dominican, he showed so much promise in the early months of the year, especially in May. In June, he kind of crashed into a wall. July, he was good. August and September, he was very inconsistent. But in my opinion, he shows the potential of being one of the top starters on that Yankees rotation. It just depends on if he can figure out his control issues and work with Austin Wells a little better. But I'm interested to see how his career is going to turn out for the Yankees. And we shall see. But right now, Peter Alonso is up to bat. 0-1 count, bottom of the third versus Jack Flaherty. And he has had 3 home runs when facing elimination games. And he swings hard at a fastball low and away. And he's now 0-2, bottom of the third. No outs, nobody on. P. Alonso trying to battle back versus Jack Flaherty, who is currently at 48 pitches. Alonso. Flaherty in the stretch, actually. He pitches, and he does not swing. Great take by Alonso. I seriously wonder. There is one thing I'd love to change about MLB's current system is I do not think that there should be any bad ball strike umpires behind the plate in the postseason. There needs to be like it needs to be all the best ball strike callers. It can't be like, anybody mediocre or anybody questionable, if I'm being honest. What's up, Carter? Hey, good to see you, Johnny. Welcome back. I mean, hey, they're not dead yet. They are not dead yet. They got to try and keep this thing under their control. Pete Alonso's kept them alive, but we'll have to see about this because Pete, he is a really good player. I think he's been doing really well this postseason. He's given the Mets life a lot of the time, but the Mets right now have to claw back. I think they have to claw back against Flaherty, who's given up a couple runs. Great take from Alonso. It's now 3-2. He's worked himself back into a 3-2 count versus Pete Alonso. All right, lock in, Pete. What you got? It was a really interesting pitch, just was not framed well. And low and away, and now they're on base once again. I mean, bottom of the third, no outs, 1 man on. This is the problem when your starting rotation's injured right now for the Dodgers. They just do not have anybody that can go into the pen for long relief, and they're only in the 3rd inning right now. And also, 50-some pitches by the 3rd inning is definitely not efficient. Jesse Winker, known for hitting off of Jack Flaherty a lot of the time, is currently up to bat, and he deals, and it's high and away to Jesse Winker. Famously loved, and famously one of the most beloved players in Brewers history, Jesse Winker. They actually cheered him when he went back to Milwaukee this offseason, not this offseason, but the postseason. It's been interesting to watch that. But yeah, Jesse Winker, definitely one of those guys that people get a little ticked off at, but he's a really good player. I think Jesse Winker, but he's notorious for destroying NL East teams, which is always fun to watch. But here we go. Flaherty in the windup. 2-0 count, bottom of the third, 1 on, he deals, and it's below the zone. He's got no control against Winker. It's a 3-0 count, hitters count. Looking to get another hit possibly. We'll see. Yes, no control. That was a well-tunneled slider, though, I will say. And that's ball 4. And there are 2 men on. I'm willing to bet Dave Roberts comes out or not. Actually, no, I think Dave Roberts is going to – actually, yeah, there you go. There's the pitching coach instead of Roberts. There we go. Give him the – I mean, hey, I think Flaherty's pitching around him. Flaherty's pitching around him. After that 3-0 count, he was like, I'm not taking a risk against a guy who hits off me a lot. But, hey, Flaherty is definitely struggling right now. He's currently at 57 pitches, bottom of the third, no outs. He hasn't even gotten an out yet, so that's going to be a problem. But I'm doing my John Travolta impression right now, and that's fun. I love the forkball. There we go. All right. Starling Marte, bottom of the third, no outs. We're looking at a tough at-bat versus Jack Flaherty. He is also very good against Jack Flaherty in these situations. There we go. Marte, bottom of the third, man on second and first, no outs. Right-handed hitter versus right-handed pitcher. 57 pitches for Jack Flaherty. Here we go. Marte had a double in the first and has been playing admirably this postseason. Flaherty, he deals. And he tries to bunt. And I actually kind of like that. It was a little risky, but he decides to go with knuckle curve at top of the zone. All right, here we go. With runners in scoring position, both teams have been awful today. They have been 1 for 10 altogether. 0-1 count, and they run the sinker in at 87 with the sinker? Dude, Flaherty does not have his velocity right now. All right, 1-1 count, bottom of the third. No outs, 2 men on second and first. Marte in the box. Flaherty deals. And Marte shoots it up the line. That's a base hit. Coming around third is Alonso. And then I believe Winker will also come. Winker is flying around third. He comes home and he's safe. It is 5-1 with a man at second. And I'm assuming now Flaherty will probably be taken out by Roberts. What a hit from Starling Marte. Great hit up the line. Just a good piece of hitting. All right. I mean, that was a good hit up the line. Right past Muncy. Fantastic hitting. I mean, yeah, that's a really good hit from Marte. Just a fantastic one. And him and Winker and Alonso were both chugging around the bases. They were not going to stop. They probably should have hit the cutoff man instead of trying to go home. But there you go. Flaherty's still in. And it's another shot in the left, but it's picked up by Teoscar Hernandez, which I'm surprised about. That was a good piece of hitting. They were trying to ambush Flaherty there. I figured that'd be getting in the gap, but Teoscar Hernandez, despite the fact that he's not the best fielder, manages to put a beat on it. Trying to bring up the top of the order now for Francisco Lindor and Mark Vientos. Trying to work some good at-bats. I would have honestly recommended to the Mets hitters, if I was like in the dugout, I probably would have said something like, you might not want to be ambushing him. I get it. He's a little vulnerable right now because he's not been playing great today. But the thing that's been making him bad has been the fact that you're grinding out at-bats and making it tough for him to hit pitch. So I would honestly be trying to just make it as difficult for him as possible to just get on because his stuff has not played well today. All right, 0-1 count, bottom of the third, man on second with 1 out. And it's a little chopper, a little swinging bunt almost, and he is out at first. Starling Marte moves to third. It will be 2 outs on the board, bottom of the third. Man, that was a good piece of hitting, though, from Starling Marte. A little hit up the line, a double. He manages to drive 2 home. I mean, man, Starling Marte has actually been very good this year. Like, not jokingly either. He's actually been surprisingly good. Francisco Alvarez, bottom of the third, 2 outs. Deals, and it's a great pitch from Flaherty, bottom left hand to the corner. That's a great pitch. Alvarez has been shaky at points this series, but otherwise he's been pretty done well this season. We'll see here. 0-1 count, bottom of the third. 2 outs. Alvarez up against Flaherty. Flaherty, I'm willing to go back. He goes back to the breaking ball, and it's shot up through the gap. It's a base hit again. That drives home another run. It is 6-1 for the Mets. And right now, in the third inning, they are absolutely crushing Jack Flaherty. And I don't know how much more of a leash Roberts is going to give him. That's been a nice spin on the slider too, but I think Alvarez just sat on it. Alvarez is finally waking up. It took him a little bit, but he's finally back in the game, which is good. All right, bottom of the third, no outs. Oh, sorry, 2 outs. 2 outs, bottom of the third. All right, Flaherty. He deals a 1-0 count to Francisco Lindor. 1 man on second, 1 man on first. Bottom of the third, 2 outs, 1-0 count. Lindor against Flaherty. Flaherty in the windup. Flaherty, he deals. It's low and away, but it's a nice painted 4-seam low and away. Great pitch. Lindor trying to give him the Mets a little more magic. Bottom of the third, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Flaherty deals. And Lindor shoots it up the line again. That's a base hit. That's a double. Alvarez actually might come home, especially since Mookie Betts drops the ball. Alvarez coming home, and that is 7-1. Dude, that is a nice shot up the line by Francisco Alvarez. Sorry, not by Francisco Alvarez, Francisco Lindor. Great hit. And Alvarez is able to chug home after Mookie Betts drops the ball. Absolutely great hit. And Freddie Freeman doesn't make the same play he usually might. And Mookie Betts also drops the ball after making a pretty good beat on it. He probably would have been able to throw home, but nah, he messes it up and drops the ball. And great take by Nimmo. Bottom of the third, 1-0 count. 2 outs on the board still. And Francisco Lindor is at third, actually. Bottom of the third, 1-0 count, 2 outs. Francisco Lindor at third, high above the zone. It's a 2-0 count. And Flaherty just does not have control. He has 70 pitches by the third inning. Just bad baseball from him. After game one, dealing out of his mind, he has turned into a meatball shelf. But yeah, that is just not good for Flaherty. Bottom of the third, 2-0 count. He's thrown 24 pitches in this inning. Flaherty in his windup. Looking into Smith. He deals. And Nimmo shoots it in to the field. And that is another run. And that is 5 runs in an inning against Jack Flaherty. And Brandon Nimmo joins in with Francisco Lindor and Francisco Alvarez. Just an absolute beauty. I mean, he joins in with Marte, Alvarez, and Lindor, and it's just shelling. And I don't know if they should give him another one. And they are warming somebody up in the bullpen right now because Dave Roberts is doing his usual overmanaging. But this time he's not actually overmanaging. He's undermanaging. He's just a bad manager, guys. And it's a knuckle curve low and away, and Vientos does not bite at all. 1-0 count, bottom of the third, 2 outs on the board, man on first. Vientos sets in the box. Flaherty deals, and it's not even close, and they go to second, and it's a pass ball from Will Smith. Just nothing going right this inning for Flaherty. Will Smith never been a great defensive catcher. Just a bad inning just a horrible inning for Jack Flaherty. Nothing going right for him. He doesn't even have a single strikeout. Flaherty, 2-0 count, bottom of the third, 2 outs. Vientos, and he takes a strike on the 4-seam. 2-1 count, bottom of the third here. Just a bad inning for Jack Flaherty. 2-1 count, bottom of the third, 2 outs. Man on second, Vientos. And he hits into an out finally after having 3 or 4 batters with 1 out, with 2 outs on the board. Marte and along with Alvarez and Winker and any of these other guys just absolutely destroyed Jack Flaherty in that inning. He did not retire a lot of batters. He has 0 Ks this inning for a guy who is known for strikeouts, and he just gets absolutely shelled. I mean, yeah, that's a bad inning for sure. I mean, yeah, did not expect that. Yeah. Anyway, that's just that was I don't even know what to say about that one. That's just very, very bad. I mean, the pitching was just non-existent. I mean, Marte, they basically did a loop of the lineup. They had 9 batters in that inning. Alonso, Winker, Marte, Taylor, McNeil, Alvarez, Lindor, Nimmo, and Vientos. They almost did a lap, and Flaherty was not able to retire anybody by himself. No strikeouts, not even a single strikeout today. Flaherty is treading water, trying to get 4 innings at least to pass it off to the bullpen, but just not at all a good game from Jack Flaherty, and he is currently treading water. But yeah, that is just a horrible inning. Just a horrible inning, all things considered. I mean, yeah. Imagine the magnitude of how epic this fail would be if LA loses the series. LOL would be better than Christmas. No, it would be quite literally the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I would throw parties. I'd be dancing through the streets. If I saw a person in a Dodgers hat, I would mock them incessantly, but it would be such an incredible thing. I mean, hey, it's probably not gonna hey, as I said at the beginning of this whole thing, you never know. You never ever know. I mean, it's baseball in October, man. It's the most unpredictable thing in sports. I mean, a lot of people got their predictions wrong. It's just crazy. Yeah, I want to say Starling Marte has actually been pretty good this year. Looking at his stats and numbers, he's actually been solid. Not spectacular, but he's been certainly okay. But yeah, it would certainly be worthy of all the memes, Johnny. Oh, where's my... All right. Here we go. I mean, let me just see if Carlos Mendoza being interviewed right now by the Mets, by Fox Sports. Yeah, I think this is Fox Sports. My bad. But yeah, we can hope. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you don't hope, what else do you have? If you can't hope for something, what else do you have? All right. 2-0 count for Peterson. Top of the 4th, no outs. Peterson pitches. And he gets a strike on Max Muncy on a slider at the top of the zone. Good pitch. Be careful about throwing sliders to Max Muncy because Max Muncy can hit sliders off of left-handed pitchers. Peterson deals, and it's a curveball, low and in, and it is currently a 3-1 count for Max Muncy. I would not be inclined to put Muncy on base here. I'd probably try and attack him with fastballs, but we'll see right here. 3-1 count, top of the 4th, no outs. The pitch is a sinker. Good pitch on the inside, and it's 3-2 count. Top of the 4th, no outs, nobody on. Muncy versus Peterson. Peterson looking to retire the side in order. Peterson, he deals. And it's a sinking fastball again, and he manages to get it and get him out on a nice little ground ball play from the pitcher. Good plays from Peterson. All right, and there is 1 down for the Mets. I mean, that is just that's a nice little play from Alonso. He does a little flick on the glove, and Peterson, instead of catching it with his glove, catches it with his bare hand. It was a good little play and gets Muncy out easily. All right, here we go. Peterson pitches to Smith? Yeah, Smith is in the 8 hole. The problem is one team had the best record in baseball. The other team barely squeaked in the playoffs. Eventually, math outweighs the magic. No, listen, science is almost always going to outweigh magic or crazy moments at some point in time, because at some point, you know, there's going to be a moment when you start cooling off, or just something doesn't go your way, and you can't rely on like stuff to just go your way anymore. You actually have to find a way to get through it. And the Dodgers, like it or not, have made it through a regular season where they've had to learn how to do that. Then again, I don't know if they ever applied that to the playoffs, especially over the last few years, but they certainly are a team that you should be worried about, especially in terms of the math. I mean, you look at the statistics and the information, you got to be careful, even though the Mets are a great team too on paper. But yeah, it's going to be tough for the Mets if they're going to pull this off. And it's a strike. That was not even mildly close to a strike on the inside. Good frame by Alvarez, but it is a 3-2 count now. I mean, yeah, that wasn't even close to a strike. That was not even mildly close. 3-2 count, top of the fourth, 1 out. Pitch, and it is a pop up. And don't call for it. Somebody call for it. And Peter Alonso gets it. It is 2 down, top of the fourth. 2 down now, 2 down now. Yeah, it has been a very, very, very interesting day for Peterson. I mean, he's been in the bullpen this entire postseason, but he's been fantastic out of that bullpen, and now he's been called on to start. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't have him start in the first place because he had been actually really good in the regular season for the for our friends in the orange and blue, and Andy Pages absolutely crushes a sinker into the stands, and it is now 2-8. Huh. Well, yeah, that's certainly a hit. Andy Pages goes yard, and it is now top of the fourth. He hit a sinker like that? Seriously? How does one hit a sinker that hard? A sinker is supposed to go to the bottom of the zone and be played out. Like, how do you hit a sinker that hard? All right, Peterson, top of the fourth, 2 outs against Shohei Ohtani. He pitches, and he jams him. He jams Shohei Ohtani, but it's in the field, and he's not going to go a second. That's a very weird hit. 2 outs, top of the fourth, and now he will face Mookie Betts. Man, I hate Mookie Betts. Listen, I don't hate Mookie Betts because he's a bad dude. I actually think he's a great guy, but keep it real. Mookie Betts, I have to hate him. I have to hate all of these Dodgers players because, again, it's nothing personal to these guys. I'm sure they're great people, but I have to hate them as a Giants fan. It's the rules, okay? I don't make the rules. Funny that the Mets were born strictly because of the Giants and the Dodgers. No, yeah. It is pretty funny, the history of the Mets. I mean, it's an interesting organization because they are a very weird team because sometimes they'll have those years where they're incredibly good, like they'll like come out of nowhere and win it all. But then you'll have those years where you're like they're just drifting in the mediocrity. And it's interesting because when the Giants and the Dodgers were in town, that was always an interesting rivalry. But then they came to California here with us, obviously, which is how I and many people here became fans of the Giants and how other people became fans of the Dodgers. I just always found it interesting how the Mets stack up against those against us and the Dodgers in a lot of ways. It's just interesting. But I don't know how the heck Andy Pages muscled a sinker. Nah, I hate Mookie. You can't grow a beard, dude. Stop trying. Shave your face and look like you look like an unkept mess. I mean, listen, I don't hate Mookie. That's the thing. Because Mookie, here's the thing. I think Mookie, I listen to the dude talk about baseball, and I listen to the dude as a person. He seems like a good guy. Nothing against him as a dude. It's just Mookie is just one of the most annoying players because he plays very well against the Giants, and I hate it. Again, it's nothing to disrespect Mookie as a person. I actually think Mookie as a person is a great guy. It's just he is one of those guys that pisses me off because I'm a Giants fan. He's a Dodger, and it's just very difficult to cope with that. Besides, he hasn't been good in the playoffs since ever since he was with the Boston Red Sox too. So I guess I have them to thank for that. Peterson, 2-0 count, top of the fourth, 2 outs, and it's way below the zone with a changeup. It was a good pitch, though. 3-0 count, top of the fourth, 2 outs. Peterson looks into Alvarez. He's really trying not to give up runs here, especially with 70 pitches about to be up here, and he deals. It's a strike on a sinker, low and away. And who doesn't love – I love over-exaggerating umpires sometimes. Like when they're like, strike! It's always kind of funny. But yeah, 3-1 count, top of the fourth. It pitch, and it's another sinker away. And now they make it a 3-2 count. Mookie Betts trying to work an at-bat versus Peterson. The Citi Field crowd trying to get behind Mr. Peterson right now. 3-2 count. Top of the fourth. Peterson looks into Alvarez. Trying to throw a fastball. He pitches. He deals. And it's above the zone just barely. And that will probably be it for Peterson in all likelihood. But it appears that Mendoza is going to let him try and take this last batter. Man, it's so crazy. He retires those two in order, and then he lets Pages get a home run. And then, yeah, that's not great for Peterson. He's also having a very iffy inning. All right, here we go. Top of the fourth, 2 outs versus Teoscar Hernandez. He deals, and it's far away on a changeup. Yeah, you need to get a new pitcher in there because he has just been, it's getting a little shaky for Peterson. All right, Peterson, 0-1 count, top of the fourth, he deals, and he swings through a sinker. Very slow sinker against Teoscar Hernandez. He's mixing up off speed with his fastballs. All right, here we go. 1-1 count, top of the fourth. 2 outs. Sorry. He pitches. And it's another swing through a sinker, and he's got him in a 1-2 after Shohei and Mookie get on. The Citi Field crowd is getting behind Peterson right now, trying to pitch himself out. 1-2 count, top of the fourth. Peterson. He deals. It's high and away on a four-seam. Just not even close. Yeah, just a very bad pitch. He's got to be aggressive in the zone. He's got to climb the ladder. Funny how you say that. I've had an umpire some Little League games, and I thought about going full-blown vocal, but I always kept it in check. I mean, it's always, I know, it's just a little fun to be, listen, I get why umpires enjoy their job a little bit because it's a very powerful job, but that's the problem with umpires. Sometimes they get a little too, big. And it's the right people are ones who are able to check themselves and understand, oh yeah, I have a lot of power here as the pitch is outside. Geez, that is just so many uncompetitive pitches from Peterson. Kind of 3-2. He's had 3 full counts in the last couple minutes. And next up will be Freddie Freeman, who is just better get the strikeout here. 3-2 count, top of the fourth, 2 outs, 2 men on, and he pitches, and it's way too high. And that will bring up, there comes Carlos Mendoza, who is coming out to take him out. And yeah, just he started off great in that inning, and then he just starts falling apart. He's loaded the bases for the Dodgers, and you do not want to let them get in a good spot here, especially with, Oh, I love it. The louder, the better. Me personally, it's just not my style. No, I get it. I love when umpires do it though. It's just because I like when they enjoy themselves. Because at the end of the day, when umpires enjoy the game more, they're going to care about it more. And I like umpires who care about what's going on in baseball because I don't want umpires to mess up. And when people mess up, especially as umpires, then it can get ugly. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself right now. This is a yikes. That was not a great inning from Peterson, and they're about to bring up Reed Garrett, who has been also slightly shaky this postseason, even though he has been good for the most part. And Reed Garrett, he's had his moments, but yeah. Please. Though I do say, Johnny, I would love it if we have a moment of like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna. Yeah. All right. I mean, honestly, I would really like if what you say, Johnny, happens and we have like a crazy like moment, like, oh yeah, if that actually happened, it would be pretty funny. But again, I can't say anything because I'm worried I don't want to do anything about that, but let's keep it calm. It'll be all right. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder what. Hold on. Let me just read Garrett's information. No, not that. I wonder what his repertoire is. Split finger, a cutter, a sweeper, and a four-seamer. Let me just get Freddie Freeman. Let's get his information. What is Freddie good at? Can't hit a sinker. I'm not surprised. Up and in sinkers can do bad things. A cutter, too. I like that. Would it be the most epic thing ever? Are you kidding me? LOL. But it ain't happening. I mean, it's like you said, we never know. This is October baseball. It's the most chaotic stuff I've ever seen in my life. And if I was Reed Garrett, I'd be throwing the cutter every single time versus Mookie Betts. Nothing but cutters. Nothing but cutters. I just say nothing but cutters. Nothing but cutters. All right. 1-0 count. Top of the fourth. Garrett versus Freeman. Bases loaded. He deals. And it's a strike down the middle with a sweeper. Fools him with off speed. 1-1 count. Top of the fourth. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Here we go. Garrett versus Freeman. 1-1 count. Garrett. He deals. And it's just away with a four-seam. Very close. 2-1 count. It was a really good pitch, though. It's Freddie Freeman. He's not good against sinkers and cutters. Sweeper. Where's his sweeper? Oh, yeah. He actually gets some good value on that. But, yeah, 2-1 count. Top of the fourth. Bases loaded. Garrett to Freeman. He deals. And it's a foul off by the cutter. It's 2-2. Garrett attacking the zone with a cutter. Freeman has been hobbled as of late. We'll see if that continues, but here we go. Garrett, 2-2 count. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. All right. Disengagement. Garrett to Freeman, 2-2. Bases loaded. He deals. And is a sweeper that Freeman fouls off. Good pitch, though. Very good pitch. Just not in. I mean, here we go. 2-2 count. Top of the fourth. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Freeman against Garrett. Garrett deals. And it's a great splitter. It's just not swung at by Freeman. And, yeah, it's a 3-2 count, and you do not want to walk right here. I almost feel like Gabe Roberts is seeding the game. That's why he left Flaherty in for so long, trying to save his pen much as he can. I agree. I mean, like, there's not really a reason for him to fully use the pen here. I mean, yeah, he can. He really, like, okay, I actually no. I think that you're actually right to a certain degree, because if he had Flaherty out there yesterday or like a couple days ago, and he did super well. And there really isn't a reason to use. And it's a strike 3, and Garrett gets them out of a jam. And there you go. Sorry, Johnny. But anyway, like you were saying, yeah, there's no reason for him to push his bullpen in this game. Besides, they're going to go back to Los Angeles, and they're going to have the home crowd behind them. And their arms will be fully ready for that. And that's probably more reasonable, because then they'll be able to keep their arms healthy and manage to pitch against those guys. And I'm not sure who would be up for that game. I'm checking to see if they have somebody ready already. That's on Sunday, I believe. So, yeah, they don't have anybody up yet for that game. So I'm assuming it might be – who would it be? Because there's nobody healthy, and I'm assuming Manaea would get the game ball for that one. Yeah, exactly. He's not worried. I mean, yeah, that's the thing about Roberts. I mean, he just seems he's not really a guy who cares too much about losing games, which is why when he loses in the playoffs, people are really pissed off at him. But Yeah, he's not too worried. It's like big whoop, you lost at Citi Field. Unless like what you said happens, Johnny, and they end up just collapsing, which again, it's highly unlikely, but if he did lose this game, and people would be like, dude, why didn't you do anything? And listen, I get it, but I do get his logic here. It's like, oh yeah, I don't really need to use my elite bullpen arms in this situation. I can just trust my guys to take care of business. And if we lose, big whoop. We're gonna go back to Chavez Ravine to go eat our trash hot dogs and go see our famously fans that are known for respecting life and caring about it so much. They would never kill anybody, but he's not worried because, like you said, he's not worried because if you lose one game at Citi Field, big whoop, big whoop. It's like, or sorry, if you lose a game at Citi in this situation, it's a big whoop situation. Like, oh yeah, like, okay, I lost, but I'm going to go home and my bullpen arms are going to be on another day of rest. On I believe 2 or 3 days of rest. Yeah, they'll be on like 2 days of rest. So yeah, I mean, what your logic is, Johnny, it makes sense because it's like, oh yeah, I don't have to worry about my bullpen arms being in. Exactly. His goal was to take 2 out of 3 in Citi. He's accomplished that. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have to do. He's not going the extra mile. I mean, he doesn't have to. I mean, why would you go the extra mile when you could literally win in a couple days? I mean, like you said, it's possible something crazy could happen and they collapse, but how likely is that really? That's what Dave Roberts is. He's a numbers guy. He's playing the numbers. He's playing the odds. And he's like, you know what? Like, since the odds are that nothing bad is going to happen like that, I'll take my arms home. I'll take my bullpen arms home, and we'll just try and play it out there. But then again, like you said, we never know. Some BS can befall him. But anyway, all right. Brent Honeywell Jr. Oh, my goodness. My phone fell down. And Brent Honeywell Jr. versus Pete Alonso. And he hits him on the shoulder. That's dirty. Charge the mound. I'm kidding. No. Anyway. Bottom of the 4th. 0 outs on the board. Charge the mound, Pete. Get him. Get him. Brent Honeywell Jr. runs a fastball in on Pete Alonso and absolutely misses entirely. Just absolutely no accuracy, and hits Pete Alonso on his shoulder guard. But yeah. Oh, he doesn't even hit him on the shoulder guard. He hit him kind of on the hand too. That was it is a little shady. I mean, you are down by 6. Like, does seem like but that would be a weird time to hit somebody. Fastball, high and away. Jesse Winker trying to get revenge for his guy Pete. Jesse Winker has been a fantastic DH this postseason. All right, Honeywell Jr. 1-0 count, bottom of the 4th, 1 minute on, and Winker tries to hit a 4-seam and it fouls away. It's now 1-1 count, bottom of the 4th, no outs. I mean, I don't think he was trying to hit him there, Johnny. I think he tried to throw a sinker and it just got away from him. Wait, where's my I have my baseball here. So like, you throw a sinker like this, it's going to trail like really hard away. And he was trying to throw that, or was it a 4-seam? I don't know, but it was something of that nature. And when you throw it like that, it can really like tail away. So I think he just let it get away from him. That's the biggest problem. He just needs to pitch accurately. But yeah, anyway. All right, 2-1 count, bottom of the 4th, no outs. Winker takes a screwball. Dang, I wonder what I really got to see what a screwball looks like sometimes on like a... Yeah, not a lot of people throw screwballs nowadays. A lot of people say it'll hurt you, but I actually should do some research on that. And Jesse Winker hits it down the line to right field. That is a base hit. Alonso getting the third, and he's going to come home, and he's safe, and that's now 9 for the Mets. And there are no outs in the fourth inning, and Jesse Winker gets the third because the Dodgers idiotically decided to throw home instead of protecting third. It was a nice hit, though, from Jesse Winker down the line, and Freddie Freeman has been shambolic defensively because he has just not been able to defend well on his messed up ankle. I mean, Peter, you let the polar bear beat you to home as well. Mookie Betts, that's also on Mookie Betts as well, but yeah. And Starling Marte swings hard through a slider. Jesse Winker has been fantastic. Oh, the Mets offense today has been fantastic with runners in scoring position. All right, here we go. 1-0 count. Brent Honeywell Jr. to Marte. Man on third, and he takes low. That's a great slider. Just not in the zone. And the Dodgers bullpen has been not great so far since replacing Jack Flaherty. All right, 1-1 count. Bottom of the fourth. Marte. And he swings hard through a screwball. I really should figure out these. How does one get injured from a screwball? And he shoots it up the middle, and a run will score. Or no, actually they won't. Oh, yeah, screwball, the airbender. Yeah, that was a good pitch. I mean, all right, Jesse Winker does not go home on that play. Marte did not have a great bit of hitting there. This is the first straight game. This is the first straight series where one team leads by 6 runs in 5 straight games. I don't know how to describe that. I mean, I've really got to figure out the screwball stuff because a screwball apparently can injure you. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, like, apparently it hurts your arm. I don't know. But yeah. We got Tyrone Taylor, 1-0 count, up versus Brent Honeywell Jr. Honeywell Jr. He deals, and he also hits. Okay. What? Oh, that's 2 hit batters. Oh, man. The Citi Field crowd is obviously unhappy with Brent Honeywell Jr. Man, that's such a bizarre name too. Brent Honeywell Jr. Brent Honeywell. I mean, that's such a bizarre name. No offense to the Honeywell family, but yeah, he hits 2. I mean, that was with a curveball, to be fair. If you're going to hit somebody, you might as well dial up a fastball. I mean, all right. Jeff McNeil up against Brent Honeywell Jr., and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth, no outs. Jeff McNeil has not been great this series. Trying to get a hit here and give them a chance to win. And McNeil, 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth. Dealt, and McNeil hits it high into the stands. All right, there you go. That's 2 hit batters, man. Jeez. Yeah, I'm wondering who will be the starters for that game on Sunday. I think you snap your wrist the opposite way of other breaking stuff. I mean, that would kind of make sense a lot of ways because you're like, I'm going to figure out the mechanics of that, and maybe I'll get back to you guys. And almost gets picked off at first. Man, Freddie Freeman, I think a lot of the left-handed hitters have been hitting great today, and Freddie Freeman's fielding has just been not great, simply put. I mean, here we go. 0-2 count, bottom of the fourth, and McNeil hits it high, hits it far, and it is it's a sac fly. I mean, yeah. All right. Yeah, that was anticlimactic, and it is now 10-2, bottom of the fourth. I mean, yep. I have about 10 minutes left now, people. Probably going to go in a minute. I actually have a meeting to go to, so I might have to go soon. Oh, I thought Jeff McNeil absolutely crushed that, and it was a It was just a fly out, and Francisco Alvarez is up next, and he shoots it past Tommy Edman. Now 2 men on in the bottom of the 4th. And yeah, and that will bring up Francisco Alvarez versus Brent Honeywell. I mean, that is just, yeah, this is getting bad for all the Dodgers players. They can't hit and they cannot get them out either. This is a massive deficit. And Honeywell, I mean, yeah, Francisco Alvarez is, like you said, Johnny, waking up finally and playing up to his abilities. He's 3 for 3 today. He is currently 3 for 3 today with an RBI. He is not struck out either. And that's a great pitch on a screwball. I mean, yeah, man, my elbow hurts just thinking about the screwball. But yeah, Francisco Lindor, 2 for 3 with a single and a triple and some RBIs. 0-1 count, bottom of the 4th. He deals. And, fouls off a screwball. And I have a lot of freaking activity going on outside my room, yo. All right, here we go. 0-2 count, bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. Francisco Lindor, 10 runs scored in 4 innings. And he shoots so... Well, okay. There you go. There you go. The inning is over. Sorry. All right. I mean, it's been an absolutely fantastic day today for all haters of the Dodgers today. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to find my... Hoping at least the Mets can make LA go through more arms. So far, it's only been 2. I mean, yeah, Honeywell has been looking a little shaky. But it's like you said, again, like Roberts isn't that concerned. That's the problem. He's like, yeah, and that's the thing. It's only the 5th. Okay, to be fair, it's only the 5th inning. I wonder if they'll have a position player pitch in the playoffs. That would be pretty funny. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, yeah, only the 5th inning. He might bring out a couple people, but I don't think they're going to be like serious, you know? They're going to probably be like a couple scrubs. Just some, not scrubs, but just like some blah players that the Dodgers pick up from their farm system. Everyone's like, oh, this is the next Clayton Kershaw. Like, that's probably going to be what happens. They're not going to bring out they're not going to bring out Trinan. That's for sure. They're not going to bring out any of the like elite arms like Kopech. Yeah, Roberts will only throw low leverage guys. I mean, pretty much. There's no need to throw out your high leverage guys when you're getting beat up this badly at Citi Field. If Roberts did start doing that, that would be pretty funny. But they do have a day of rest, to be fair. But likelihood of that is very, very low. I mean, he'll probably just keep putting Honeywell out there and just let him take care of business for the most part. Speaking of Honeywell, I'm going to look up his information. Yeah, he's a bizarro player. I mean, 4-seam, screwballs, slider, sweeper, change. He doesn't throw those that much, though. Sweepers. Yeah, he doesn't throw a lot of great pitches. I mean, his 4-seamer doesn't have great location. The screwball is all over the place because it's a screwball, but interesting looking at him. There's no pitcher quite like that, dude. Patrick Sandoval. Austin Gomber. Man, does he still play Austin Gomber? Does anyone know if Austin Gomber is still alive? I predict it's Manaea versus the LA bullpen for Sunday. Probably. I mean, I want to see Dave Roberts mismanage the bullpen, though. I hope that he does that somehow, but it's really got to be that. Like, we got to hope that Dave Roberts messes it up because that's what he's known for. But I think it will probably be Manaea, and then you let him try and take care of the Dodgers bats. I mean, it would be pretty funny if this goes to 7. I mean, I'm sorry, but just for comedy value, this would be hilarious if it goes to Game 7. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, but if this goes to 7 games, you're supposed to be the Titans of baseball, and you're going up against the Mets are also a great team, but it's like 7 games, you're supposed to put these guys away. I don't know, man. What's going on? Please. Oh, man. The memes will be so good if it happens. If it happens, the memes will be so good. Please. I need it. Then again, if I say that, oh, God, I think I just, whatever. Anyway, Reed Garrett versus Tommy Edman. And it's a 1-2 count, top of the 5th. He deals, and it's a split. The baseball guys needs to pull through for this one. I mean, listen, if it actually happened, again, parties through the streets. Like, we're having parades, man. Like, we are going to have, like, parties, parades. We're going to celebrate it, but the odds are low, but it would be funny. Reed Garrett strikes out. Tommy Edman, eat it, Tommy. Eat it. I'm kidding, nah. But yeah, top of the 5th, 1 out. Reed Garrett strikes out Tommy Edman on I think there was a sweeper. It was a great pitch, too. I think that was a slider. Great pitch. All right. Reed Garrett versus Kike Hernandez. Famously, one of the most respectful players in baseball. Not a bad person at all. All right. 0-1 count to Hernandez. Top of the 5th. 1 out. Reed Garrett. He deals. And it's a sinker. And it's flying into foul territory. Alonso trying to hustle like Freddie Freeman, but he doesn't get it. Gotta just keep getting that stress ball. This is also how a lot of pitchers like warmed up their hands. But yeah, here we go. 0-2 count. Top of the 5th. 1 out. He pitches, and Hernandez, it is fouled off again on a sweeper. I should look up. I want to go back to Reed Garrett for a second. Hold on. Gotta take him out, check him out. Reed Garrett. Yeah, Reed Garrett. Let's talk about him. Hold on. Okay, I have like 2 minutes left, and I gotta go in a minute for a meeting. So, if anybody has anything else to add, I'm all ears. As Kike Hernandez. Did he get drilled? I think he got drilled, Kike Hernandez. Oh, did he get drilled? Oh, let's see it. I'm here to watch it, though, because I got to have fun with it. Enjoy the day, Car. Good stuff, man. Love it when someone hates the Dodgers as much as I do. I mean, we're Giants fans. It's a birthright. We have to hate the Dodgers. If we don't hate if certain people don't hate the Dodgers, if Giants fans don't hate Dodgers fans, like, or just the Dodgers in general, not even necessarily the fans, but just the Dodgers, like, what are you doing? It's part of the rivalry. It's part of our birthright. We must protect it at all costs. I mean, it's just who we are. We have to be a part of that. And it's obviously love of the Giants, biggest thing. And the problem is, what if the Dodgers are successful, it's to our detriment. And at the end of the day, I'm a Giants fan. And I have to cough, Glenn, cough. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I love Glenn, though. That's my guy. That's always been my guy. I mean, he gave me this job, so I'm always and forever grateful for that. I mean, but yeah, hey, check out Giant Sports Talk Live later, and Glenn and Eric talking about the playoffs. Check out me tomorrow, maybe, when I'm on. Check out Will B later tonight. But yeah, good seeing you guys. Good talking to you guys about sports and everything else. See ya. It's been good talking. Always good to have you at Northern Lights Sports and Entertainment. And see ya.
It's time.
That's the wrong. Oh my God, my alarm went off. All right. It's good talking to you always, guys. See ya.
You've been watching the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.